Hey there, my beautiful cousin. Okay, so I'm doing a video. I'm going to tell you that finding like to say that you want to do sensual abstract. That's not cheesy at all. The human form is what artists have been creating throughout time, but just like anything, like you kind of have to train your mind and your hand to interact in creating the human form. So I'm sending you this video. I'm going to do my best to talk really fast, so it doesn't take forever to load. And Hank might bark. But I'm going to show you how to find the human form. And I'm going to show you how to do it just with like a normal pencil. Like this. So, unfortunately, in my tool bag, because I'm painting an office, in my tool bag is all my sharpeners. So I don't actually have a pencil sharpener to sharpen my normal old number 2 pencil. You can't see. A little bit of lingo. You can see right here it says HB. There's different hardnesses to lead and drawing implements. We can get into that more later, but there's different hardnesses. And HB, it means it's like harder, like it's the perfect piece of lead, to like fill in a dot or draw. But when you get into it creatively, there's different levels. There's some leads that are soft, which you can create a line or you can smear it, and that's create shading. Which brings us back to the human form. The human form, if you zoom in with your eyes and you attune them to see, the human form, even when I hold up my hand, it's all lines and shading. So in holding up my hand, this is actually like a gray color. This is a solid line. You can see the different colors of line and shading. This is how you figure it out. Okay? So sharpen up your just normal old school pencil. Get it really sharp. And don't hold it like this. You want to hold it like this. Now, I have fancy schmancy pencils. So I'm going to pull out this. Because they call them graphite because it's just a pencil without the wood. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So sharpen it up real good. And you can practice at home. These are just warm-ups. It's just kind of attuning your eyes to see the human form. Alright? So we're going to give it a go-ski. I think this is going to work. You ready? Okay, so you said you have notebooks. I have big old sketchbooks. Girl. Okay. So, when holding your pencil, I have my graphite, but you don't want to hold it like you're writing a letter. You want to hold it sideways, like this. Because what we're going to do is find the human form. And that'll help you with creating sensual abstract, because you need to create bodies. So, you can practice by looking at your hand, like trying to create your hand. You can practice by looking at your hovers. Look at it's just finding the human form. So, last time I saw a picture of your mister, it looked like his head was shaved. So, that would actually help. So, when you find the human form, it doesn't have to be perfect. You turn your pencil sideways, and you kind of go like that. Okay? Yeah, you can see that. So, if I was going to create somebody's head, I'm going to turn it sideways and do a head shape. There's no right or wrong to this. It's just all practice. And then, if you do practice, so then by the time we get together and we can actually paint, see how it's doing that? It's nice and smooth. Here's something cool. When I say the human form is all lines and shading, even with an HB, like even with a number 2 pencil, you can take your finger, I'm wondering if you can see it, but you can smear it And it creates different levels of darkness or light. So you go like that. You go like that. So if we're creating, so I'm trying to, because your husband or your grandkids or anybody that comes over, so you're just trying to find the form. So you would see, excuse me, their head shape, and you would see their nose, and you would see how their mouth and face comes down. But you don't have to worry about the details of it. Just find the shape. So if we have somebody that has a shaved head, there we found the shape. The best way to practice is just to do this. When I was in art school, we would do 2-minute drawings. You had 2 minutes to try and find the shape. And that's really all you do. So there, you can see the head. You can see the nose. You can see the chin. I think, yeah, you can see that. And you can see the neck. Try doing that over and over again. Just find the human form. But whenever you're drawing it, turn your pencil sideways. Now as you go, just find the human form. Just practice, practice. Finding the human form. So we have our head. Now as you go, and you're still practicing, like when you look in the mirror, you can see. And don't worry about it being right or wrong. Just express yourself and practice. So here we know we have a nose. So then we would, to make a line, of course, you put the point down, but you can still do it sideways. So we'll do a nose. And it's just all free and messy, and it feels good. And then you bring it up, and you find the eyebrow. And you find the mouth. You found the human. Oh, let's do an ear. And then, but none of this has to be super right. Like, there's no particular way to do it. It's just finding the form. So, you know you have an eyebrow, you know you have a nose, you know you have a mouth, and then you can bring in the eye. And if you're going for abstract, there. You have a cheekbone. And a jawline. Finding the human form. Does he look perfect? No. He's not supposed to. We're not doing a perfect drawing. We're practicing and finding the human form. And if you are interested in doing sensual and abstract, trust me, cuz in art school, I drew a lot of butt-naked people. I have a funny story about our first male model, but we'll save that for face-to-face time. And there you go. You can see that we found the human form. And as we go, just practice this. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. You got the eye, you got the eyebrow, but you turn your pencil sideways. And if you want, you take your finger, like I could totally make his face all gray. You smear the graphite, or you smear the pencil, and it creates a variance of color. You see that? Doesn't have to be right or wrong. Do this. Do this a couple times a day. You say you like to doodle. Instead of doodling, just turn your pencil sideways and try and find the human form. And even if it just turns into a big charcoal blob, you're finding the shape, and that's going to help you in progressing into creating people or even abstract. Like right now, this is an abstract person. He could have his arms wrapped around someone, but first and foremost, We'll start with finding the human form with somebody's head. Or finding the human form. I mean, it could even be a blob, like, we'll say somebody's sitting. So we just find the shape. Sorry, not coronavirus, just allergies. Find the human shape. Someone's sitting. They're sitting. They got an arm. They got a leg. They got another leg. And you just find that shape. Work on, until we get together, finding the human shape. We got the head. We got the shoulders. And yeah, it just looks like a charcoal blob, but you can see that there's a person developing. And we'll go from there. If you get froggy and you want to continue forward, you can bring in the hard edge or the line. But for right now, just something simple. Whoop, paste. But for right now, I just want you to find the human form. Because if you practice doing this, it'll help you develop your skills in creating central abstract art. Alright, let's see. I love you to pieces. I totally do. You are one of the most badass women that I know, and my heart just swells every time I see you post something that I'm like, oh my god, we are so related. You're my cousin, and you can tell we're related. Alright, I love you so much. If you have any questions, shoot them to me, and I might look up online and see if I can find some, like, different black and white images that you can experiment with. But just practice. Just practice. No right or wrong, Marty. Don't overthink it. Just feel it. Feel it out. Look at what you see. Turn your pencil sideways and shade it into existence. Alright, I love you a bunch. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.